everyone, I'm so excited you stopped by my channel today because we're making cheesesteaks. Now, I know there's a lot of debate about what makes an authentic Philly cheesesteak, so today I'm just calling these cheesesteaks. That's it, no debate in the comments, okay you guys? This is just my favorite simple way to make cheesesteaks that satisfy that craving you get for a meaty, hearty sandwich. The best part about making them at home is that you don't have to go to a restaurant, you don't have to go all the way back to Philly. You can make them how you want, and it's actually super simple and easy. So if you'd like to learn how to make homemade cheesesteaks, then just keep watching. The first thing we need to do to make our homemade cheesesteaks is slice up a bell pepper. I have a red bell pepper here, but you can use any color you want. Just make sure you take out the seeds and the stems and give it a nice chop into thin slices. This was seriously the weirdest shaped bell pepper ever, so my slices don't look perfect at all, but that's totally okay. Next, I'm going to slice up an onion. I'm going to cut off each side to get the skin off, then cut the onion in half and slice it into thin strips. This is really the only prep work that's involved with these cheesesteaks. It's not too intense. Hopefully you're not like me where you cry just by looking at an onion. I seriously gush tears every time I chop an onion. As I chop my vegetables, I've actually had my steak sitting in the freezer for about an hour. This way it's really firm and solid so that I can slice really thin slices of steak pretty easily. I'm using a ribeye steak, but you could use beef round or top sirloin or whatever you have on hand or whatever is on sale at your store. If you're not lucky like me, there was no pre-sliced steak at the store, and the store that I went to doesn't actually have a butcher that can slice steak for you on one of those professional slicers, so I had to do it by hand. The steak isn't super thin like a traditional cheesesteak, but it still works just fine. Just get it as thin as you can. On my griddle here, or you can use a sauté pan, I'm sautéing my onions and my peppers in a little bit of butter. And I want to sauté them down until they're nice and soft and the onions are a little caramelized. That's how I like them. You can cook your vegetables for as long as you like. As you can see here, they're starting to soften, but I'm actually going to cook them a little bit longer, and to me, that's perfect. So I'm going to transfer my onions and peppers to a bowl, and then we're going to get started on cooking our steak. To cook the steak, I have a little bit of vegetable oil, and then I'm just going to go ahead and plop the steak right onto my griddle. I'm going to keep it moving around a little bit so that all the sides get nice and brown and are cooked through. Once my steak is on the pan, I'm going to give it a nice sprinkle of salt and pepper. These cheesesteaks do require some prep work, but once you get started, it goes pretty quick. As my steak cooks, I have some hoagie rolls. These are actually whole wheat rolls, and the whole wheat just helps make me feel a little bit better about eating such an indulgent sandwich for lunch. I'm going to stuff these full of steak. Whatever roll you choose to use, just make sure that it's nice and sturdy and not too soft, otherwise it'll get all soggy with everything that you're going to fill it with. So now that I've got my steak in my rolls, I'm also going to add my onion and pepper mixture. And I actually have it on a baking tray because we're going to pop it in the oven to melt the cheese and toast the buns a little bit. So I'm just popping on my cheese. I use mozzarella. You could use provolone, whatever kind of cheese you want. And for a finishing touch, I'm adding a little bit of dried oregano. That went into the oven for a few minutes, a 400-degree oven, and just until the cheese is melted and the buns are toasty. I'm going to smush all of that into my sandwich to make it easy to bite into, and then cut it in half. And I love cutting it in half because you can see all the deliciousness inside. Yum! Okay, so my homemade cheesesteaks are all done. I hope this video showed you that making cheesesteaks at home can be really fun. You can make them any way you like them, and they're absolutely delicious. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next Wednesday for another food video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna take a bite.